on. Come on then. Well, Tris Groves, yeah, 7:30, wasn't it? Catching tings. Hi guys. Oh, let's get rid of that because that's not going to be good, is it? Just waiting for everyone else to log in. We're not due on till about another 5-6 minutes. But if anyone's got any questions, I'm happy to make a start. If anyone's got anything that they don't want for the bigger crowd, if you've got anything you want to speak about, must be out catching tings. It's hard not to at the moment. Tings are everywhere. Pete Newell, yeah, I did have my tea, and then I had to speed walk Jasper the fishing hound, who wasn't happy because I had to cut his walk short, and I'm all out of breath now. Yeah, chasing unicorns, they're few and far between at the moment. Alan Brooken, good evening, buddy. Nick Mann, evening. Andy Collins, Tough Bets. Brian Hayward from Manchester. Manchester? That's a really crap accent, isn't it? My accent, that is, not your accent. I've got a Hampshire accent. I bet it comes across in the footage. There's nothing I can do about it. Sometimes it sounds like I'm from Somerset. Sometimes it sounds I'm from Hampshire. Daniel Roberts, good evening. Govan True Blue. I used to live in Govan, only for a little while. Well, two and a half years. Depends on what your little while is. When you get as old as me, 2.5 years is a little while. Smash Fishing, Jay, good evening, buddy. Great video, last one. Right, I've got questions about that. I really have. I've got some serious questions. You guys can seriously help me out. Stephen Forster, good evening, buddy. Right, Damon Watson, Brian Hayward, Michael Cooper, good evening, mate. Made it on early, good fishing down Bude this year. Okay, a few rays knocking about. Ray fishing, absolute favourite. I don't want it to turn into a ray channel because I like catching all sorts, but what's the light that's reflecting there? Oh, it's off of this, isn't it? I can see a reflection going that way, and it's the tablet. Yeah, I don't want it to be a ray fishing channel, but I do like the flat variety. Flat, not fat, the flat variety. But I like catching up. I've got a bit of a thing for eels at the moment. Caught a few. I know people get bored of them, and to be honest, once you've had your first dozen or so in the same session, you do get bored with them. But there's some big uns. There's some girt big uns out there. I'd like a really big eel. Andy Collins hasn't seen a ting on his last trip. Wasn't complaining. Eddie Dowdle. Sorry, buddy, if I pronounced your name wrong there. Good evening. Hampshire hog. Yeah, I wasn't going to say that actually, but yeah, Hampshire hog, Hampshire accent. Ian Timms, good evening, buddy. J3GK. That's a good name. Don't know what that one means, but yeah, good evening, fellas. Evening from Hamble. Yeah, only just down the road. You must be literally 3 miles away, if that. Plymouth, a bit further away. Driven that many times. Many times in my early career. I'll tell you a very quick story, just because it's sparked my... While we're waiting for everyone to log in, I used to have to drive down to Plymouth for my job. I was in the Navy. So on a Sunday night, jump in a car, drive back to the ship, down, you know the route, from like South Coast down. And one night, it was really foggy. And I had a little 3 Series BMW. Nothing posh, it was an old one, but it got me around. And it just didn't feel right. So I've got my high beam on, you know how that reflects back, so I've got my high beam off, I've got my driving lights on. And I'm going down the road, and I was feeling for the cat's eyes, so I knew I was dead centre in the road, knowing that if something come the other way, you'd get the lights. And it just didn't feel right. So I actually come to a stop, opened my car door, and it was gravel. It wasn't tarmac anymore. At some point in a bend in the road had bent round, and I'd carried straight on down a farm track. I got out of the car, walked round the front. I was about 3 foot from a farmer's gate. If I hadn't have stopped then, I'd have gone smashing in through that gate and into someone's field. That is what Plymouth reminds me of. Foggy nights, winter nights, driving back to work. I used to hate those drives. I digress. Everyone's logging in. We're nearly there. Nearly have passed. So Sean, 1960. Yeah, I like it down in Plymouth. I might be down there. Well, restrictions allowing. Apparently, you've got a good variety of shore caught conger down there, and I'd like to catch a big eel from the shore. Aaron Grubb, Martin Thompson. Nothing but tings. They've moved in, haven't they? They're like piranhas, aren't they? Little sharp needle teeth, stripping your baits into everything. But a couple of sessions ago, I did hook a ting. Didn't realise, and then I hooked into something more significant. And what I brought up was an 8-pound-ish eel, and it had a whole ting, reasonable, half pound, 3/4 of a pound ting, head first in its throat. So the throat sort of stretch out, and it was head first, and just its tail, literally just its tail stuck out of its mouth, and the conger, the strap wasn't even hooked. It was just it wouldn't let go of this ting, and I got it near the boat, and it shook it out, and the ting was hooked, but the conger wasn't. So I think the bigger eels are coming in to eat the little tings. And ungulates like a ting. Andy, yeah, if you've done anything similar to that, mate, seriously, I was proper scared that night. Always been a like a long distance driver. I'm better at long distance on dual carriageways and motorways than I am. My wife's a better driver local than me. I just don't seem to concentrate enough. But when I get in the zone and it's long distance, I tend to drive better. But that day, that night, that really scared me. That did. West Cornwall. Okay, right down. Truro way or even further. I only say Truro because we've got friends that live down there. Samuel Hughes, good evening, buddy. Mark Handley from Shropshire. Shire. Andy Collins, I'm a hog too. Tony, John, Rob, who's landlocked. Good evening. Perch Rock Fishing, Martin Browning, Andy Collins. I was on a push bike. Well, you must have realised you riding your push bike in the fog. I bet that's a bit hair raising. So Neil Lackenby watching this, making pulley rigs for Scottish cod season. Ian near Falmouth, Oban Fisher. Good evening, Lee. Yeah, my congers are slowly getting bigger. I want one double the size of the last one now. I've got a taste for it. I want a 40-pound eel now. And apparently I've been reliably informed as we get into December and January, there is the opportunity. So I've made some stronger, upgraded the rigs, and I'm going to go up in bait sizes. So the next time I go out on a boat, I am going to go for a bigger eel. And I've upped my game, basically. I'm going for bigger stuff. Michael Cooper, what of the trident tackle would you recommend for the ray, please, Mark? Fishing sand at Bude. A little bit controversial. Termalink, definitely. If there's room on your rig, if you want to use the Termalink, I like the Termalink. I think it's very good. The hangover, and use an up and over rig, and then make the rest of the up and over rig like what's on our film. Not using trident. Use something else. Use Gemini pulley bead, or I can't remember off the top of my head, but all of the components that's on that rig. There's 2 videos on the channel, but from Trident I'd use the Termalink and the hangover because it really does tension the rig really nicely, and other components. So don't just make it all out of the one brand, because I think there's other bits that are better in certain circumstances, and that's right across all of the terminal tackle, whether you're using Breakaway, Gemini, Trident, all of the different brands. You find what you like for each niche of what it is. Yeah, but I'd definitely use the hangover and the Termalink. Peter Goubert, is it Goubert or Goubert? Give me a thumbs up for Goubert. Oi. James Cracker in Fazbats, but only for another week. I don't know where Fazbats is. Fazbats. Oh, are we talking Fazlane? Is Fazbats Fazlane? I don't know. Latest my PB company, Low Wolf Code Dorset, whole mackerel, 80 pennel, yeah, £40. That's what I'm aiming for. I'd like a £40 eel. From Hull, East Yorkshire, Mark Dannett. Tough bets and big congos at Lulworth. Yes, I like Lulworth. I think, not this year because of the restrictions, but as a kid we used to holiday in Weymouth and Lulworth and that whole area, and I've taken my children down that area to. It's died a death really. It's that car park down Lulworth gets absolutely ram-packed, and there's shoulder to shoulder. We used to be, I know it's the good old days, but it's just so overcrowded now. And you see the whole trudge of like ants going up and over the hill from Lulworth over into Durdle Door. It's too many people. I must be getting a bit of a miserable old so-and-so because I just think there's too many people, full stop. Late for parade again. You're going to get yourself a kit muster if you're not careful, Don Boy. You are going to get kit laid out in the morning, all A4. In fact, A4, let's make it difficult. Let's make it A5. That's down here, Shore Fishing Portsmouth Fair. Do you think it will go quiet? January to April. I'm hoping January is going to be a good month. I am genuinely hoping that December, January, hit it hard, and then you get the lull, and then you get the new run in. But I'm certainly looking forward to the change into the next. I know when I say looking forward, I'm always forward planning by about 4 months. So I'm already thinking into early spring next year, because obviously trying to film and organise myself and get time out from work and all that kind of stuff. It's hard to tell, isn't it? If you're willing to move around and willing to search other people out, local knowledge is key. If you're willing to search and take other people's advice, that reflection, look at that. If you had a cat in here, it'd be jumping all over the place. Then I think you can catch pretty much everywhere. It's just that it's not as prolific. Who's parking in the camp car park? Carl from Brum. Let's have a look. Sue, right. So Ian, yeah, I know what you're saying. Anyone else that can read that knows as well. George Ray, good evening. Dangler or angler? Yeah, definitely. Both. I'm a dangler and an angler. Going Southampton, but don't take. Yeah. Go down the boat the other day, George Ray. Yeah, definitely. Oh no, it didn't. Right. Neil Andrews. Good evening, Neil. Right. So what time have we got? Right. So I've got a little, like I normally do. Obviously, that's all the greetings and hellos. I know other people are I'm going to keep one eye on it because otherwise I'll lose track. Competition. So there's a little bit of a declaration I'd like to make. I know you all want, but a lot of you may just want to do the competition and then shoot off. It really will only take a couple of minutes. Cost neutral. The channel is genuinely cost neutral. So I've done the numbers recently. Everything that's come in from ad revenue, and I know people have complained about the adverts. Some people have, some people don't mind it. I would like to stick with it as it's running, because at the moment the ad revenue and the sticker revenue has paid for all of the prizes so far, and it is literally almost, it's amazing really. It was a bit of a guesswork thing, but it's almost down to the pence. It's absolutely spot on. So since the channel went monetized, ad revenue, I started doing the competitions, so you can gauge that for yourselves. You know, it's totally transparent. Yeah, we're exactly cost neutral, but the numbers are going up significantly at the moment. So there's a very steep rise in the numbers. So my only promise to my regular followers and people that are joining the channel is the prizes will match. So as the ad revenue comes in, the prizes will go up in value as well. And if that means it gets to the point where, you know, it gets a little bit silly to go up in price anymore, then I'll do 2 prizes. Or we'll do significant ones in between the standard prizes. So if anyone's wondering about the direction the channel's going in, it's exactly the same. I know I've added boat videos now, whereas it was predominantly all shore previously. Some people don't like that, I understand that, but I'm trying to get an equal balance. So yeah, so we're cost neutral. Time for another competition, and this one, I always say I'm excited because I would like to win it myself. I don't know what this one is. How do you know? Because I don't. So what we're going to do today, the competition is for, you know, the value, of what we've had. We've had Vas waders, seat tackle box, an igloo, £75 a terminal tackle previously. All of these prizes that have gone through and come out on the channel on a monthly basis. This month's is very, very slightly different. Nobody knows what it is, because I want to play not a game, because that's not the fair way of saying it. It's nearly Christmas, and I should have had my Santa hat on, shouldn't I, with a little pom-pom Laura's there. But it's nearly Christmas, so whoever wins the December competition will have their prize before Christmas, in time for Christmas. It will be delivered to your door from one of the major online retailers, and once we've drawn the winner, I will have a conversation with you, talk about your interests and what kind of fishing you like and all that kind of stuff, and then I'm going to choose something. I'm going to choose something, and nobody knows what it is. It will get delivered to your door, and then I'd like you to play that little game. Don't open it. Put it under the Christmas tree from Mark Williams Sea Angling, and on Christmas morning, somebody who's won this year's December competition will get to open the December competition prize. You may love it, you may hate it, you may not like it, you may want to sell it. I don't know. But whoever wins, we're going to do the draw in 1 week's time on the 13th, same time, this time next week, basically. Yeah, someone's going to get a surprise for Christmas. So whoever wins the December competition prize won't know what it is. I ask you, please, just to play the game a little bit. It might get delivered a few days before Christmas. I'm going to order it as quick as I can to make sure you get it in time for Christmas. Put it underneath your Christmas tree. Christmas morning, open it. Happy days. You can have a fishing prezi under the tree. So the keyword, those of you that don't know, we do a keyword in the comments. You need to be a subscriber, and it's single entry. So you can have one entry. You need to be a subscriber of the channel, or the computer will not pick you. The comment needs to go in this video, or the computer won't pick you. I use a computer program to do it. So the comment to go in is Santa, S-A-N-T-A. Type Santa in, all the messages now go. Yeah, type Santa in. Someone's going to win a decent Christmas prize from the channel this year for December. Just bear with me, guys. It made me happy. I thought about it. I was trying to think what we're going to do for this year. And for me personally, whoever wins, I'll engage with you. We'll have a chat. I'll get an idea of kind of fishing you do, things you might like, things that you might need. And then it will be a surprise, because I won't tell you. You'll just get a box from an online retailer in time for Christmas. And everyone's gone mad. Santa, Santa, Santa. So while you're all furiously typing away, I'm just going to scroll back up and just see what I've missed. Rick Tarrant, good evening, buddy. No, right, so Don Boy, no, seriously, some of it has cost a little bit, you know, I've put a little bit of money in it from time to time, but then the following month it's sort of caught up, you know, so I think it's that whole karma thing. It was always meant to be to keep it, that nothing comes out. What comes out goes back in. And unless it goes ridiculous and the whole thing changes, in which case I've got an idea of what to do then as well. So, yeah. Let's have a quick catch up. Pete, gas tats and steaming bats. Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from. Taff fishes mainly the big beach. I need to get back down it. Restrictions. I couldn't justify travelling that far. I think that was pushing my luck a little bit. Right, there's 7 factory ships off the south coast of England at the moment. So for that comment from James, yeah, I know exactly where. It breaks my heart, you know. And I've been told that they're only there because the fish are there, but there's a limit to what they're going to take, isn't there? That's going to affect everyone else. Andy Collins, channel's going good. I'm blown away. Numbers have gone ridiculous. I can't believe the last video. Excuse me. The last video that came out is almost tripled the numbers of previous videos, and I was going to ask for some advice from you guys in a minute. Once you're all furiously typed your Santa in, for anyone that's curious, that is a sugar fermented drink designed for pirates. Because it's Sunday evening and I can. Yeah. So there's loads of Santas. We'll catch up with the Santas, see if anyone's put any other comment in about. For the first time, I believe in Santa. I should have wore a hat at a jaunty angle, shouldn't I? It's a Crizzy Prezzy. Someone's going to win a Crizzy Prezzy from the channel. I just like the idea. It's that time of year. Get into the festive mood. It's been, let's be honest, it's been a cack year for most of us, isn't it? I know some people have had it really bad. Me personally, genuinely, it hasn't hit me that hard. I'm employed and, you know, and all those good things. Family have been well and all that kind of stuff. But I know some people have had a real hard time of it. Pete, yeah, type Santa, buddy. You got to get in it. You got to be in it to win it. Easter Bunny. Oh, because I've got a little bit of paper. So while you're all furiously typing away and thinking what you're going to ask next, right, Mark Dannett. Yeah, appreciate it, buddy. I think the channel's going just ticking along nicely as long as, you know, everyone else is happy. It was never meant to be anything. It was always just meant to be me fishing. I'm surprised anyone wants to watch it, to be honest. George Ray, thank you very much. Appreciate the kind comments. Rick Tarrant, yeah, there are unicorns in the Solent. So shameless plug, I know, because there are other channels out there doing good stuff as well. I watch. He tends to be very factual, short and direct and to the point. Dobbo's. I don't know if anyone else watches Dobbo's. He fishes a small open boat in the Solent. He's caught cod recently. Very good angler. He's held world records, British records, always in magazines and stuff like that. And his channel is very direct and very to the point. But if you want focused, you know, like this is it, he's there, he's amongst it. He's too busy angling to be filming, I think sometimes. The filming comes afterwards. He angles first, films second. But definitely worth, if you're interested in Solent cod, then yeah, definitely. Also off the cod grounds east of White, you might have heard that discussed in, there are certain areas around there over rough ground that have produced some. And west of White, so west of White in the deeper water, always deeper water it seems to be, usually on drop-offs. From everything I've heard from anyone at the moment, it always seems to be where there's a terrain change. So anyone get any cod in the Solent? Yeah, but they're few and far between. Very few and far between. Everyone getting their Santas in. Cheers, Nick. I always appreciate your support, buddy. And I look forward to fishing with you sometime soon. We'll try and get something together. I was a bit gutted that I couldn't make that last time. You know, we were talking about it. I just couldn't squeeze that one in, mate. And I do genuinely go out my way to do that kind of thing. George Ray, what have I meant? Yeah, and Lee Taylor, thank you very much for your support, mate. I know we've got something brewing, haven't we? And I'm going to touch on that in a little bit, but I've got a couple of things I want to go through on my bits and pieces. Yeah, I never really thought about that. So you got parcels. There's thousands of people now getting parcels delivered and saying, I want it on a channel, on a YouTube channel. That Mark Williams gadget, he's giving stuff away. So everyone's buying stuff, and instead of saying, yeah, this reel, it was on special offer, it only cost me £5. Yeah, it was like a stock clearance item. If we totaled up everything we got, and he was like genuinely told everyone how much it. But yeah, no, so everyone's getting parcels delivered, just blame it on me. Say you want a competition, and then show them a couple of the lives and say, look, he's giving stuff away. That'd be good, wouldn't it? What would be on my fishing wish list? Well, funny you should say that. It's one of the things I got. I got a delivery of Stormline clothing, and as I'll make the declaration, I'm not sponsored. I paid for it myself. I've had recommends from charter skipper, working creel fishermen. I've researched it. I've looked for it, and it came today, and I was absolutely devastated. I went by the size chart. I put it on, and you could have got 2 of me in it. I could have got 1 of me in each of the legs and 2 of me in the jacket. So it's got to go back. But that has its positives as well, because when I send it back, it's got a full returns thing. I've got to print off a chit tomorrow, put it inside and send it away. I'll get to test out their returns procedure as well. And then when I've got the size for me, I'm going to show it on the channel. I'm really excited about it. Just unpacking it today. It's cracking stuff. And Lee Taylor, it came highly recommended from Lee, and you can see it's the proper stuff. So if I want anything, I want my proper size Stormline clothing back in time for Christmas. Let's have a look. What else? What else would be on my fish and wish list from Santa? What would be on my fish and wish list? I'm not going to sound really contentious or anything like that, but I don't think I've. Oh, I know. I want a Lawrence expert to sort out my fish finder. That's what I want from Santa. I need a Lawrence expert. Colin McKee. I can't. I can say it in my head. I can't say it to get it out. Where is it? I've lost it again. Colin. Good evening, buddy. Maybe to beat some. Everyone get your Santas in. 97 tings in one session, Nick. Seriously? That must have just been Rod Jangle City. Alan Gixer, good evening, buddy. Go out where the chat about, so then go a little bit further. Find rough ground off Needles for cod. Yeah, so there's the 1 mile cod trench. So if you go from the Needles, I haven't been that way. I'll keep going east. I should go west because it's closer to where I live. But I know where I'm going to catch fish east. And I've had a couple of good trips out there, to be honest. Yeah, so there's the 1 mile trench, which isn't really a trench, but it is sort of a feature on the seabed. I need to have a go at that. For definitely. Big Bullhuss south of the Nab. Jamie. Good evening, buddy. Sorry, you crept up on me then. I just realised as I was reading what you were saying. Big Bullhuss south of the Nab. You need to give us some. In fact, I know you've already given us a mark, but I would love to catch. I haven't put a bullhuss on the camera yet, and if I'm completely honest, I've never caught one. So I need some wire trace, some decent hooks. I've got plenty of mackerel in the freezer, caught early in the year. I'm guessing mackerel's a good bait for bullhuss, but I've never caught one. So I'd like to target one. It's one of the things I need to target soon. Right, so Jamie Steed or Stead. My biggest fear is if I die, my missus sells all my fishing gear for what I paid for, what I told her I paid for it. That was my worried about my motorbikes. What size did you get? Right, this is funny. So the Stormline size chart says a 44-inch chest, and because of my breasticles, I have got a 44-inch chest. And because of my inside leg, it said, for both of them, extra large. And I didn't really think twice about that. I looked at their size chart, 44-inch chest, 29-inch inside leg, extra large. That's what it said. I didn't read the rest of what it said. And obviously, it gives room for you to have all your clothes and all your other bits. So I've ordered extra large. I think I need a medium. I've got 2 sizes too big. I could have got 2 of me in the trousers, 1 in each leg. Better than Pusser's Fowlies then. Modern Pusser's Fowlies. The old Pusser's Fowlies were pants, let's be completely honest. The modern Gore-Tex stuff, I don't usually see on the channel from time to time. I've got the Combat Fatigue Gore-Tex MOD issue type waterproof trousers, and they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Hardcore Fisherman, I'm in Hull now. Good few baits. I am live on YouTube. You're competing. Are you watching me? How can you watch me and be live at the same time? I'm trying to figure out how you can do that. You must have 2 phones. You must have like a camera and a phone or something. I don't know, but good luck to you. Technology and all that. I don't know how you'd manage that one. Gore-Tex stuff wasn't bad. No, Gore-Tex stuff, MOD issue stuff isn't too bad, to be honest. What else we got? Hardcore Fisherman, loving your channel. Yeah, it looks like you got some fans, buddy. I have to check it out. I did check it out before. I will be completely honest. I do like watching YouTube stuff, but lately there hasn't been much about. To be honest, it feels like there's a bit of a drought. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be as much stuff kicking around at the moment. Wayne Gaze, have you missed anything? Not if you just type Santa into the comments, and then you're in the competition, aren't you? Type Santa into the comments and you're all good. Skippy's in, look. Clap, clap. He's in and about. He does have two phones. Yeah. I was trying to figure out in my head how you're doing it, because I'm not the best with technology, but yeah. Right, so we're getting sort of down in amongst the comments now. I've got a genuine question. I thought I'd field it openly with a chance to people to answer. I, for the life of me, can't figure out why the last shore video, the Barton, because there wasn't any spectacular fish. The pictures not of, you know, like an amazing fish or something significant, but the numbers for the Barton on Sea shore fishing video have gone through the roof, and I can't figure it out. I didn't think it was that popular a destination like Chesil would be. Like I say, there's no picture of a fish on the thumbnail, and the content, I felt that it was my normal stuff, but the numbers have gone bonkers, and I was just wondering if anyone could give a perspective from your view of why the numbers for the Barton on Sea have gone like they have, or is it that that's the way the channel's growing at the moment? I don't know. It just took me by surprise. I think it's 3 times the normal value of numbers, which is significant in anyone's books. I thought I'd ask in case anyone's got an idea. The pubs are shut, locked down. Your mate had an £11 bass at Barton. That's pretty spectacular. And Jay sort of saying you find it just took me by surprise, to be honest. I didn't think it was that amazing a video. You know, when you're editing it and you're putting it out there, you're like, yeah, because don't forget, I do hold stuff back. I've got loads of footage that I've never released just because I didn't think it was of any kind of quality or quantity. I was editing a video earlier and I'm devastated. It's an hour-long special, and the last 12 minutes, the sound's gone. And I've resolved my sound issue, and then I checked back, I'd run out of battery. I'd run out of battery in my transmitter. I was devastated. So it's an hour special, and the last 12 minutes sort of sums up the whole thing, so I'm devastated. I don't even know if that's going to get released now. Stomping Ground, late 60s, Andy Collins, yeah. It's a good venue. So competition draw, 13th is going to be the draw that we do it. The Barton video discussed Stormline clothing. Yeah, so I'm going to mention the January competition. If anyone's got any questions, I'm happy to field any questions. Anything you've seen recently on any of the videos, if you've got anything you'd like to ask, then by all means. I usually try to keep these things to about an hour. We're into about half an hour so far. But if we run out of topics, then obviously I'll draw it to a close. January competition. So on New Year's Day, there's going to be a very special competition release. Don't want to go into too much detail, but what I'd like to say is, if all of the stuff that goes over Christmas and people spend time with their families and have their parties and meals and all the rest of it, if you get the opportunity to catch it, don't miss the January competition. Seriously. For anyone that's willing to be slightly mobile, leave it at that, it's an amazing competition prize, and it's not even really been put forward by myself. It's by someone that supports the channel. I don't want to give too much away because obviously it kills the whole surprise and the difference for releasing it. But if I could say one thing, please, 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 if you're a supporter of the channel, if you like what we do, seriously, the January competition is one not to be missed. There's nothing on the TV. I did this deliberately while Strictly was on. I'm sort of guessing in my heart of hearts that most people that like going out into the elements and braving the weather and fishing and doesn't want to watch ballroom dancing. I know I don't. So because Strictly's on, I thought, perfect. Because if it was Top Gear, you're competing. If it's someone else might be doing live, I don't know. I do try and deconflict. If I know definitely someone else is doing one, I don't want to, you know, stamp on anyone else's parade. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can just catch up. As a follow-up to the drop, so I am genuinely trying to structure these things. I tried to link them in some way, shape or form. So we did the pulley dropper rig my initial stab at it. I'm going to change that. There will be a second video, but I don't want to bring that out too soon until I've had a chance to properly give it a workout, fish it in different venues for different species. You know what I'm saying. And then I'll do a revision with all the feedback that everyone's given me as well. So it's never just my view, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. I try and incorporate everyone else's input. And it's quite a nice little reference. That up and over rig that we developed, it's amazing. I really do like fishing with it. It'd be hard to beat, to be honest. Nothing on the TV. My jokes were better. My jokes are never better. If anyone wants, and he has been making me really chuckle, I don't even know the guy's name, it's rude, isn't it? On my YouTube scroll, you know, you get like TikTok feeds. Is it TikTok or something that comes up? There's an American or Canadian, I'm not sure, comes up with little Johnny jokes. I don't know if anyone's ever heard these little Johnny jokes he comes out with, but if you scroll through your YouTube feed and you see these TikTok things and you've never seen, I looked at it out of curiosity, but I'm up to, I think, 32 now. He's done 32 little Johnny jokes. Some of them are really funny. If you like a little bit of a humour, yeah, it's quite funny. If I'm at work, I'm in the office and I'm busy beavering away, and just for a bit of respite, I just have a quick scroll through, watch like 30-second like little Johnny, and I'm laughing, but there's no one else in my office. So people out of the office trying to figure out what I'm laughing at, because as far as they're concerned, I'm just laughing at myself. I'm sure they think I'm nuts. But yeah, my jokes definitely weren't any better. Let's have a quick look. I'm catching up. Yeah, keep getting your Santas in. Right, so Will Bailey fishing. Enjoyed the vid with Wayne recently. When are you going to do a collaboration with Graham Pullen? I don't know Graham Pullen. I don't have any interaction with Graham. So, like yourselves, I enjoy watching all the YouTube films, but I don't know the big GP. Probably a little bit intimidated, little minnow channel like myself with a massive, great big, powerful channel that is the big GP. Yeah, no. So Jamie and Wayne sort of extended contact towards me, and I went and met with them. And they've been just so helpful. I can't say it's like anyone else that I've met through the channel. I've met some amazing people, and to show you the level of support that I'm getting, Jamie sorted me out a A4 book of pages of fishing marks, known coordinates of fishing marks, and Wayne has been helping me with locations, bottom features, fishing tactics, baiting, positioning, he's been really supportive, really helpful, and I can't say enough thanks. You know, everyone that supports the channel in any way. Don't think that it's just me as the person in front of the camera. There's loads of people that help out in one way, shape or another. My brother makes me stuff, you know, for the boat, for the workshop, for other people. I've got friends that help. You know, recently I got given a crew suit, you know, like a thermal suit that you've probably seen. A friend of mine just said, you must be freezing out there, and the next minute he sorted me out one of these suits. I'm not asking for anything. You know, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not asking for anything. But the interaction, people like Nick Mann, Stuart Crane, Sweet Corn Kid, all these people that I've fished with, I'm also having multiple conversations in the background with them. You know, we're talking where the fish are, where they might be, next weather, next time. There's so much interaction. It's amazing. And this is why I genuinely, for no other reason, I'll continue with the channel, because my fishing's come on leaps and bounds. I've fished places and met people and chased species that I would never have thought about otherwise. Plenty more Santas coming in. I'm jibber-jabbering a little bit, and I'm sort of rambling on a little bit. Master Fisherman, how's it going? What's the giveaway? You won't know. If you win it, you'll get it in time for Christmas, and you can open it for your Christmas present on Christmas morning. It sounds a bit bizarre, innit? It's a competition, but you don't know what you're going to get. I'll decide, and I'll buy you something nice. Whoever it is, you're going to get something nice. Okay, have I ever thought about putting a stinger hook on your rigs? I've thought about it, and I suppose it's probably more relevant now that I would like to go up a class of eel. So if that last one was anywhere near £20, and that is just a guesstimate, if that was about £20, I'd like a £40 eel. And there are £40 eels out there. And if you look at the fact that a £10 eel can get a whole ting in its mouth, and and swell it, they've got like an expandable throat almost. A £40 eel is going to be able to eat a whiting like there's nothing there, So yeah, I do think that a stinger rig or something along. I haven't tried it, genuinely haven't tried it, but I'm starting to think that way. Andy Collins, stick with Wayne. He's a very knowledgeable guy. Seriously, very helpful, very helpful. Blown away by the support, both Wayne and Jamie. Yeah, I know Wayne goes fishing with GP. Mr. LV, I'm watching. LV. Okay. Who's Mr. LV? Let's have a look. George Ray, Master Fisherman. Anna Brooklyn. How is the van coming on? It's been a workhorse. So I launched my boat with it. And I drive to work in it daily. It's quite funny because I'm a bit of I'm not on the tools as much as what I used to be. I drive a computer in an office basically now. So previously I've had sort of like the normal stereotypical like German average cars, an Audi estate or a Skoda estate or Volkswagen or I do like those kind of cars. Now I'm bumming around in the fishing wagon. So I rock up at work and I jump out my fishing wagon and just walk away from it and leave it smouldering in the corner, sort of thing. I love it. I love driving around in the van. It is really comfortable as well. But how's the van coming on? Yeah, I know I've got to catch up on the footage. All the time that I'm literally busy beavering around. I've got a whole list of films that I want to make at the moment. So I've got some workshop rigs, some kit, some reviews, van, and I've got about a dozen beach and boat videos. The beach ones are the ones that are stacking up at the moment. I've got a few because of lockdown, because I couldn't get out and go where I wanted to go. All the ones that I had planned for this 4-month period. Just Chesil, I've got 3 different marks at Chesil that I want to revisit. I wanted to do Bricks and Breakwater. I wanted to get back down to Torquay. I wanted to do some stuff down in Cornwall, Somerset, Bristol Channel, Wales. The list is endless. The list is endless. One of my marks had a World War II German mine detonated by the MOD last week. Right, you're going to think I'm making this up. For chatting's sake. So, I work in a naval dockyard which was heavily bombed in the Second World War. Being ex-military, we've been taught what to do in the event of an IED, or finding ordnance, or any of the other bits and pieces. So tie all that together, and then I'm going to tell you a little story now. And this is 100%. And I've got to put this down because I'll probably have to do some actions for this to make it relevant. So I'm in work, and one of the guys comes up to me and he goes, "Can you come down?" Because my office is upstairs, and we've got a workshop underneath the office. So one of the guys comes up to me and says, "Can you come and have a look at something downstairs?" And that's not unusual, broken things that need fixing. I don't know, a package that's been delivered to the wrong building. Could have been anything. Anyway, go down there. And as I go into the workshop, one of the guys presents me with an object, and I've got it in both my hands like that. I look at the object, I look at him. I said words that I'm not allowed to repeat. It's a bomb. It's a World War II anti-aircraft bomb. And it's still got the firing pin mechanism in the back of it. It's very rusty, but it's bullet shaped, and it's about that big, and it's a bomb. And where did you get that? I found it. Where did you find it? He said it was outside next to the skip. So someone in the dockyard had found this, and because they were scared of what to do with it, they put it next to the skip outside our office, outside our workshop. One of the guys coming back at lunchtime spotted it, Didn't want to bring it into the building because he had a rough idea what it was, but he thought I would know what to do with it. So I phoned all the right people, obviously getting away because you're not allowed to use a telephone near something like that. Made the phone calls. Next minute, an MOD police car arrives. He said, "So, what have you found?" He's like, "It's a bomb." He said, "Yeah, I need to have a look at it. Just that it's not just like a sweetie tube or something." And we took him outside because I'd put it somewhere safe. He went, "Oh, yeah, that's a bomb." So he made his phone call and he got the bomb squad out. Before the big bomb squad van turns up, they send a sniffer dog out to confirm whether they actually need the bomb squad, because obviously it's a high value asset. And they parked, because the dog's worth quite a lot of money because he's a bomb dog. They parked really far away and walked up. And as he walked up, he said, "Without touching the dog, please," he said, "Can you just indicate to me where it is?" And I said, "It's over there." And the dog was going nuts. And he was sniffing over here and he was sniffing over there and he was looking at everyone and his little ears were going, his little tail was going, and he was this, that. And the guy walked over towards what I'd put on the floor and the dog just went up to it and went, "It's a bomb." So everyone had to evacuate, all the buildings had to evacuate, the bomb squad turned up and took it away. So when you say they detonated a World War II bomb, I got given one, a live one, earlier this year. Hope you enjoyed that. I know it's rubbish, but yeah, seriously, I got given a bomb in my hand. I'm just catching up because obviously I've been jibber jabbering. I'm gonna have a drink as well. A pirate's drink. 90 watching, 38 likes. Who's that from? That's from Master Fisherman. I'm not chasing likes. You either like me or you don't. And if you don't, you won't watch, will you? It is nice. It's all analytics. I've been studying up on analytics. It's all the likes and views and at what point you switch off. You know, if the video's 30 minutes long and you switch off after 5 minutes, clearly you're not very good. Analytics, it's a boring subject. What's this? Are you going to Chesil before New Year, Mark? I'd love to, but I'm definitely not local. It's 50, is it 50 miles? 52 miles? Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to make any political statements about how far people should travel and what they should do, and because there is no definitive numbers. I just feel genuinely that I'll be pushing my luck. That's not local. I've stayed local, so everything you've seen me fish, if I've fished from the shore, it's been within 20 miles. Some people might say that that's pushing your luck a little bit. Some of it's been within 3 to 4 miles, and the boat has been what I class as local as well. YouTuber match at Chesil. Let me know when you're Brixham. Like, yeah, I'd love to come down to Brixham Breakwater. And as always, I'll send the pitch out there. If you're a local, you've got your local patch. If you're really tuned in to your local area, you know that on this given day in this tide that you can put someone. I'd love to come and visit, guys. Seriously, when the restrictions are raised, I'd love to come and fish with other people. Be taught, be educated, see how someone else does it. Put other people on camera. I'd love to do some films where actually I'm not even really on camera. I'd like to film other people, not in that way. You know what I mean? Other people giving their hints and tips, showing us their rigs and stuff like that. I love all that stuff. Right, Rick Tarrant, is there a trick to handling an eel? I'm learning. I seriously haven't got that weighed off yet. So I have been talking to a certain YouTuber called John, who's given me some tips and what to do and how to do it. Until I get a bigger eel in the boat, I can't really consolidate what I think I know I should do. So that 20-pound eel, that was my own naivety that didn't come into the boat. I didn't handle that properly. I've watched it back myself. I can see exactly what I did wrong. I'm sure other people can too. But bear with me, I'm learning. So that 20-ish pound eel, didn't get it in the boat, lost it at the side. And when you watch it back, you can see why I lost it. It was my fault. Fingers up underneath the gills, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I've been told. And have the eel with its eyes facing away from you. You get your fingers up. But when I've tried anywhere, they clamp shut. So I need to need to have a little bit of a play, if that makes sense. Play with an eel. I'm learning. I just hope I don't lose any digits trying. Your dad tried to open a World War II tank shell with a hammer. Hit it on the end. The rest of it will soon disappear. Is there a trick to handling eels? I've been told how to do it. I haven't practiced it. That's the truth of it. Because I haven't caught that many bigger eels. So plenty of straps, and straps tend to get T-barred off at the side. Don't really like bringing them into the boat unless I have to. And Dave has to travel 75 miles to the nearest beach. You must be in the Midlands somewhere then. Because I think, excuse me, in the UK, you're never more than 80 something miles away from the shoreline. So you must be right smack in the middle. Staffordshire, Birmingham way? I don't know, just a guess. Matt Elder, yeah, get your Santa in. And we'll say when we had a hedgehog on my side, on the outside of the net. Yeah, that would be exciting. Being on a boat and then trawling a mine of some kind up. Yeah, 2-minute walk, Gary. 2-minute walk to Western Shore. It's probably only about a 15-minute cycle. Who wants a cycle? I don't. Peter, you were lucky you can see. Yeah, you were. On its back with a cloth over its eyes. Yeah, I have been genuinely given some advice on how to handle them and how to present them for the camera, because I'm not doing very well with that sort of side of things at the moment. But yeah, I'll do my best. A live hand grenade in Africa, that would have been mental. We're lucky on both sides of the family to be. Yeah, I can imagine. Mainline shock leader, really interesting. Oh, the mainline shock leader. So I did put a picture on the community tab because I gave a bit of a bum steer, and then I found the picture, and then that picture was questioned, so I deleted it. The picture that's on the community tab now, that is the line that I'm doing, and it colour changes every 25 metres, and it's tapered into shock leader, which is lovely to cast. It is really, really nice. Line discrimination. So if you've only got £18 main line and you've got £40 hook snoods, something's going to go where you don't want it to go. If you've got £18 main line, £15 hook snoods, that in theory should go first. Yeah, I love it. I've only used it on one session. You've seen the video. I'm going to carry on using it until I have a problem, and you'll see it probably on the video. If I bird's nest or if it comes off, I'll have to beep out lots of what I say. But yeah, no, I'm going to give it. Is it ASO? Because I'm filming with my phone and I've got my tablet, I'm not going to go searching back through for the community channel, community tab. But that line is in there, so that question was just asked. At the moment, it's lovely. Can't fault it. So, yeah, Scott, get your Santa in. Santa. Everyone's getting the Santas in. Right, so I'm at the end of the comments at the moment. Let's just have a quick check, see if I've missed anything on it. I will do the pitch again, because I probably lost it in translation. Fish Finders Chart Plotters. Is there anyone on the channel, or watches the channel, that has, or is good with the Lawrence? Mine is it's got the Chirp Sonar Elite 7, I think it is. It works, don't get me wrong, I can navigate and I can check the bottom. I don't think I'm using it to its full potential. I just don't think it's as good as it can be with the settings. I just want to discuss settings with someone. I've gone onto forums, I've asked questions of other people. It is a minefield. A lot of people were giving me advice, and clearly they hadn't, it was generic advice, not specific to the type of depth finder that I've got. But if anyone's got a Lawrence Elite 7 or is experienced or can help, I'd really appreciate if you could try and get in contact with me, because I've got a few questions. Let's have a look. Get past all the Santas. No flounders from Netley or Western. That epic flounder question, whether it's the seal, there's a seal that comes along there, whether it's the mud, the ragworm, the maddies, the bass are eating the fry, whether it's the lack of the sewage outlet now, which is not making it as muddy and estuarine as it was before. We used to catch so many down there, and you're lucky. I've put a video up where I spent all day and I caught 2 rods, 4 hooks, all day for one little tiny flounder. They're almost as bad as the unicorns. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, the Shirley match today. I noticed that the Shirley match at Western, I haven't heard what the results were from that. That's always a good teller, isn't it? When you have a match focused in one stretch of coast, always make a point of trying to find out what was caught throughout that match, smallest to largest, and the range of species. It's like a snapshot of that section of coast. When you've got that many people competitively fishing their hardest, you get to see what came out of that area with that snapshot. You could fish any position along there and not replicate any of it, but because there's 30 people fishing it, does that make sense? Competition results are really important for stretches of coastline if you intend fishing it at any point. It's a really good, it's a good resource for checking what's actually there. The flounder should have protected status. Something's got to be done because there's something going on, isn't there? But yeah, I think we're pretty much getting to the end of it, guys. I'm sort of running out of steam a little bit. Nearly 10 hours the other day cod fishing with no luck. Just sometimes I know I put one video out where it was a total of 3 days fishing. 3 days, and I was chasing fish reports that were coming through from other people, fishing different venues, always with the bait that I knew would catch with a rig that I was confident in, and it was just putting the time in. It was putting the time in, and the last cast of the last day, I caught the target species that I was after. I think that was when I was fishing for the smalleye, and that ended up coming out of Barton, of all places. So yeah, sometimes you just got to put the time in. You just got to put the time in and keep at it. Encourage your convictions. You know, do the research, find out what you need, and just keep chasing it. I think, you know, it's worked well for me up till now. I'm going to start rounding it off, guys. So I'm going to be shooting away in a minute. Yeah, Nikos, good evening, buddy. Shore Road High, Flounders Show. Okay. I'd like to have another go for the flounders, actually. In fact, yeah, because I'd like to showcase the wishbone rig on the channel, and the wishbone rig is a good flounder rig, where you've got 2 baits very close together. If you've got 2 rods, both with wishbone rigs on, and you're fishing them, and vary distance, one bit further out and one very, very close, almost like you're just putting it out in the water, rod length out, 20 feet out maybe. Yeah, I'd like to give a go for a flounder. Yeah, overfish for crab pot bait. I've only just recently heard, and apparently it's not only just recently happened, but have they opened up ray species, and they're fishing for them for pot bait, basically. The bigger rays, yeah, Matt Elder. I was chuffed to bits with that blonde. This is where local knowledge is key. So we were genuinely hoping for a cod, knew we'd catch reasonable wheels, and I can't remember if it edited out because it crossed over into something else, but Wayne actually describes to me that he's had blonde rays 15-pound and up from that area, and within about 15-20 minutes later I hooked into a blonde ray, having already hooked into a decent eel. His knowledge was absolutely spot on, and bless him, he fished through all day. For whatever reason, he did have a thornback. I filmed it and didn't press record, so it's not always technical issues, sometimes it's operator error. His really nice thornback I didn't get on film. Got to the end of it, looked round at the camera, no little red light. Be like, oh, you're having a laugh. And it was a really pretty fish as well. Stunning markings on that. But yeah, those rays over the last couple of sessions around the nab area, so the undulate. Oh, you haven't seen this one yet, have you? So I caught a stunning spotted ray the other day. That's coming up in a video soon, and it was stunning. I was mesmerised by it. The eyes on a spotted ray, They're absolutely stunning creatures. Southern Echo used to be good for match results. I don't know. I obviously, like most people did, I had a paper round when I was a kid. I don't even read a newspaper anymore. Everything you look at is online now, isn't it? Yeah, Gary, if you're going to give Western Shore a go next week at some point, give us a shout. I'll come with a couple of rods. I'll be willing to give Western Shore a go. Yeah, I'd like to have a go down Western Shore again. It's very local. It is my local Cheshire beach. Yeah, if you get a big flounder, they're aggressive hunters. They're sight hunters, and they can the initial rattle, but then they just sit on the bait, don't they? They don't do anything, and they just take it deep. But yeah, Western Shore. I'll definitely give that a go. Evening, Mark. Evening, Mark. Danny, good evening. I'm reading it out his ear. I'm getting tired now, aren't I? Cole Page, loving all the videos. I'm glad you're enjoying them, mate. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Makes it worth doing then, doesn't it? If you didn't like them, it'd be pointless, wouldn't it? But no, yeah, thank you. Thank you for the support. Flounder or taupe fodder. I haven't heard that one before. I didn't realise that taupe like flounder. Andy Collins, yeah, good evening, buddy. Gill Kicker by boat. That's another place I haven't fished with the boat yet. Alan, yeah, catch you later, guys. Yeah, so those that are starting to tag out, I'm going to be wrapping this up now, I think. I'll just catch up with the last of the comments. There are some nice flounders come up in the Ada. I'll have to get that one. I don't understand that one. Ada. A couple of people have Andy Cole and Nick Mann. I'm guessing that's an estuary river type area. Yeah, I'll have to give that a go. Yeah, Lee, thank you very much, mate. Got a bath the youngest. Speak very soon. The trials of modern day life, eh? Got a bath the nipper. Yeah, I'm going to start wrapping this up now, guys. So let's just catch up with the last couple. Kingston Beach for flounders. Don't know where that is, Andy. Where's Kingston Beach? What a surprise giveaway this month. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Matt, just type Santa. I'm not going to explain it again. You can watch if you want, but you don't know. I'm not going to tell you. Whoever wins it is going to get a Christmas surprise. Shoreham. Okay. Ada. Is it Ada? Or yeah, that's, I don't know. Shoreham. I'd love to give that a go. Yeah, that's not too far away, is it? I'd love to have a little focused effort for the flounder. I do enjoy them. Okay, guys, I'm going to knock it on your head there. It's been an hour. Get all but a couple of minutes. So as always, thank you very much for joining me. I've enjoyed your company. I've enjoyed the chat. Yeah, make sure you get your competition entry in. Type the word Santa in the comments. The draw will be next week, which is the 13th. I'll put the details up so there's no confusion. Yeah, and all the other bits and pieces. Thank you very much. All the support, all the good wishes. I always like spending time with you. We got all the regulars that you always tune in at the same time. It's really encouraging. I do enjoy it. But yeah, tight lines and happy fishing. I hope to spend some time with you again sometime soon. And from me up in the loft, for now, goodbye. Take care. Here we go.